Hey tubers, just wanted to do a little video on, I'm messing around with paints again and stuff, but I had this, I think it's MTM on eBay. These are real cool little pistol vices. I got it for my LR22 Buckmark target that I use, benched, and I got a scope on it and everything. Really love this gun. So it is, I do a little, you know, a little pistol shooting target. There it is there. And it's actually the RMEF model. Real cool, real accurate. But anyway, I had it, it's bright red, like I said. You see the underneath here. And I just hated it. And it's starting to bleach a little bit in the sun, so it's turning pink. So, yeah. So what I did is, I'm always messing with stuff. And first of all, it being a shiny red, you have to get good adhesion is the biggest deal. So what I did is I took Ajax and a red scuff pad, like an automotive, we call them finger fucking scuff pad, to where you can get in and out all the cracks. And you take a little water and a little, I made a little paste, kind of, not even thick. I put a little Ajax and took that, and actually at first I hit it with this with alcohol. Rubbed it all down to get rid of any kind of grease or anything. So I did that. Hey Aries, how you doing, bud? So I did that, got it super clean. I wet sanded it with the scuff pad and the Ajax in water. And then I rinsed it real good, let it dry like a couple days. Just, there was no rush to do this. I was just kind of dicking around with it. But then I alcoholed it again, let that gas out real good, another couple hours. Then there's this stuff that we keep around the shop. We call it Bulldog. It's pricey as hell. It's in a spray can. I don't have it here, it's at the shop. But it's in a spray can like this, SprayBomb. And it's a really good plastic adhesion promoter. But it is pricey. I think it's like 20 bucks for a can of this. You really don't have to have that. Maybe what you could do is, another way to go would be, I've got this semi-gloss clear that I use at the end of the procedure. But you also can maybe use this. I wouldn't recommend it, but I'm telling you, what I would do if I didn't have an adhesion promoter is do a total mist coat, a piss coat. Real light, and don't even let that kick, and then proceed with your painting. But before I did any of that, I went online and I had this stuff laying around. I was actually going to do my AR with it and do some Duracoating or possible Cerakoting. I'm going to get into Cerakoting here in the future. It'll probably be a retirement thing for me, a little gunsmithing and Cerakoting. I'm getting to that age, 55 now, to where you know, another few years I want to be, you know, tying flies, painting lures, airbrushing lures, and maybe painting guns and doing some gunsmithing. But anyway, on eBay, I'll do on the drop-down arrow, I'll do this guy's link on eBay. These are actually recommended for Cerakote as well, so I guess they can handle the heat. But you get, on a lot of them, you get the, we call it male and female parts. With the female would be the backing to this, to where you could do a reverse thing, to where if you had one color, you could lay the opposite of these stencils here, lay them down, and that color is going to stay whatever color your gun is. Say it was OD, and then you paint it black, and this would be black. So I did the opposite, not to confuse you, which it can be confusing when you go to airbrushing and stencils and things like that. But what I did is laid these tiger stripes, or whatever you want to call them, Vietnam tiger stripes, or just basic tiger stripes, or rips, or whatever. He has a few different designs. Like I said, I'll put his little link thing. So what I did, when I had this all cleaned up, I actually went ahead and I sprayed some Bulldog on there, mist coat, read the can, waited, painted it all black, okay? Basically this Krylon shit, but in black. This is OD. I ran out of black, so I can't show you the can because I threw it away. So I painted it all black. Let it dry real good. I came back and I laid my tiger stripes down randomly. Not super randomly. I wanted a good pattern. So I took my time and striped it like that. Laid them all down to wherever I'm putting these little patterns. It's going to stay black. So I did that, okay? And then I actually had this thing apart. I masked this off with tape because this is actually was a decal when I got it. You get it, you put it together, you put this decal in there. This has two little screws, actually painted them black too. But I had this off and had this base top off, and I had my little locking spindle dealy off. Okay, so I went ahead and painted it all black, laid my tiger stripes down where I want to stay it, where it wants to stay black for me. And then I went ahead and OD greened it with the OD green. Okay, and then I did a little random dark brown. This is like a, you know, whatever brown. Smith brown maybe is what I like to call it. But so I did the brown randomly as well. You can see it here and there just to give it kind of a dimensional look so it's not all just one. And you can, this is all about how you want it, you know. And then what I did is I took a striping brush that I had at work and I did these little stripes. I call them frog stripes, but it's hand done and you do a real light touch. And then this was actually black. And what I did to it is I painted it OD. And then I got some cellophane, you know, like you'd cover a top of your food. That's all. Crumple it up. I sprayed some black on the cardboard, and then I did that and did like a sponge effect a little bit on here, just here and there. Just little techniques that overall, you know, you get a cool finish on there. But that's what I did on that, so it kind of matched that, you know. But I just wanted to share that. And then I made sure my base coat was dry color-wise. And I went ahead, while this was still messed up, and you've got to just let shit sit and dry. I know you want to unmask it and look at it and go, oh yeah, how's that look? But the key is, what I've learned through the years playing with shit is patience. Patience, patience, patience. Let me get rid of this, just so it might break it up a little bit too, where you see a little better. But yeah, just fun stuff to do, you know, keep you busy. And the red was killing me on this thing. Now it looks semi-okay. And you know, it's got a custom look to it, and it's all good. And so what I did after that, of course, then I put my clear coat. And this is a semi-gloss. You could go with a full flat, but you are going to lose some color with the full flat. And I'm actually in Louisiana, and all these paints that I'm using mention don't use over, say, 80% humidity. And I'm down here in Louisiana, and it's almost always 98 to 100% humidity. So I'll pull it in the house with the AC overnight, you know, and I'll put it out in the garage. I actually, I got my bike, my Harley, and the night I painted this, I did it at night, and it was humid as shit. So I did it in my garage, and I pulled my bike out, let it run outside, and the motor got all warm on it. And then I pulled it in when I was done painting. I pulled it in, shut the garage down, and ran a fan in there, just a regular blow fan. And that way I have dry heat from my motor, and that thing stays hot forever. You know how that is. So that worked as kind of like a heater in there, a dry heater. Dried out the air, I'm sure. This is my way of thinking anyway, probably all bass backwards. But yeah, it worked good. And so I let it sit, and now it's all dry. And you do still get a little sheen. Like I say, you could go flat on this, but it's going to probably hinder your color, and hopefully it doesn't do any blushing. Blushing is when it'll turn like a powder white or a real haze look. But I haven't done the flat because I'm thinking this will just dull out anyway. And I could always actually run like they have a red scuff pad in the auto body business world, or trade I should say, which is a little rougher. It's like a 320 grit. And then they have a gray scuff pad, which is more like a maybe 600 grit, and then they actually have a white, which is like a 1500 grit. But I could, if I wanted to, take some white scuff to this, and it'll totally take off any sheen at all. But I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to leave it like it is. But anyway, I just wanted to share that with you. I'm not showing off or anything, but you know, it's fun to work on your own stuff and create your own stuff with ideas and things. And you get to look at it, play with it, and it actually, if I was out in the field, whatever, hunting rabbit or whatever, I would become invisible. Anyway, yeah, camo, whatever. But anyway, I'll do a little drop down thing on this guy's link because he was good to deal with, and I think I paid $10 for this sheet, and I used some of this on another project too that I was messing with. So you get quite a bit, and then you can also get they got different designs that you can get. But stenciling's really fun. When you lay these stencils down, you could do a couple things. You could weaken it by putting it on your finger a little bit and then slapping it on, so when you go to pull it off, it won't bite into like the black I did on this. I really didn't have any problems. There was one spot that lifted up when I lifted the stripe off there, that it was red. And I actually got some of my airbrush paint, which is a waterborne, and my striping brush, and I hit it a little bit, let it dry, and I clear coat over everything, and it's a done deal. But anyway, thanks for watching. Just wanted to share that with y'all, and you can make something god-awfully ugly into something cool looking. At least I think it's cool looking. You might think it looks like shit, but I like it. Thanks for watching.